How's it going, folks? So thanks for tuning in to another installment of RC Exploits. So ever since Tamiya came out with the tow truck, the wrecker, something's been really bugging me about it. And, I've been wondering, when you tow another truck with this thing, it seems like one of two things are going to happen. Either the transmission's going to stay locked, the whole drivetrain's going to stay locked, and you're just going to, drag the truck around, or the wheels are going to spin, the drive shaft, the transmission, etc. are all going to spin. And I don't really like the idea of that either. That seems like just more wear and tear on the truck that's being towed, not to mention more drag on the tow truck itself. Another thing, and it's probably negligible, but if your transmission's spinning, then your motor's spinning, and if the motor's spinning, it might be backfeeding power back through your ESC, or if you have the Tamiya multifunction unit, it may be backfeeding power back through there. So I really don't like any of that. Now back to the other scenario, if you're towing your truck and the tires aren't moving, and you're just dragging it, that's a lot more stress on the whole drive line. So that's not really, I don't like the idea of that either. I don't have a Tamiya tow truck. I don't know anyone that does, but for those of you that do, I think I stumbled stumbled onto a mod that you might like. So I've got Tamiya Cascadia Evo that's been sitting around in a box for probably at least a year and a half. I dusted it off the other day, started tinkering with it a little bit, and I got to building the transmission, and I thought, these trucks are known to be pretty much race car fast in third gear. And, I kind of got my brain going, I started thinking, well, what could you do with third gear instead? And, it's kind of like in the cartoons when the cartoon character has a light bulb above his head and it suddenly turns on. That was me when I was building this transmission for my Cascadia. And I thought, well, why don't you just delete third gear and use it as a neutral? That way, if you have one of these Tamiya tow trucks and you have a truck that you want to tow around, you can put this thing in neutral, and you don't have to worry about dragging the whole drivetrain, the drag from the whole drivetrain, just dragging the truck around. You don't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff. And I'll walk you through it here in a minute while I'm talking about. Well, actually, I might as well just jump right into it. So, in your stock Tamiya transmission, the neutral position for the shift rod, as you see it right now, it's in second gear. So, if you spin this top shaft, you're getting second gear. Okay, so now if you shift it this way, well, now you've got low gear. All right, so I'm going to let it go back to the neutral position. So now, if you slide it this way, well, now you've got nothing. And if you pay attention, it might be hard to see on camera, but if you can see what I'm doing here, I can rotate the output shaft independent of the input shaft. So effectively, that's a neutral gear right there. So, like I say, if you have one of these Tamiya tow trucks, if you have a truck you want to tow, maybe your buddy has one of these Tamiya tow trucks and he's been, bugging you to, hey man, let me tow you around. This mod might be for you. So in order to really make this work, basically you just delete all the third gear components, save for I'm sorry, give me just a second, guys. You basically just delete all the third gear components, save for the E-clip down here at the end of this shaft, and again down here, down here at the bottom shaft. Other than that, you can just get rid of the gear that's up here on the top shaft, just delete it. As well as the gear that's down here on the bottom shaft. And the slider assembly, let me see, I think I have one of those handy. I'm not sure the actual technical name, but I call this a slider. So what happens is this slides in and engages a gear and causes the output shaft to spin. So anyways, there would normally be one right in here. So just delete that along with the gear that would normally be here and the gear that would normally be here. Now I haven't totally assembled my transmission. I'm not really sure if I want to do this mod to my truck. I don't really know anyone that has a Tamiya tow truck. You know, no one in my local group has one, so I don't really see it getting towed real soon. But then again, I might do it anyway, because like I said, I mean, who uses third gear anyhow? Now, the other thing is, this is kind of a fun little side effect. Oh, actually, let me back up. I have not addressed the shift fork. Okay, so after you delete the gears, now, if you're really giddy excited about this mod, you know you want to do this, you don't want to go back, just go ahead and slice the shift arm right off. Just slice it right off, leave the tube portion, and you're good to go. Now, if you're not really sure you like this mod, maybe you want to try it out, but you want to go back to stock, what I would recommend is take out the shift fork, and you may have to put a washer in right here. But just go to your local auto parts or home improvement store. Get yourself some small gauge fuel tubing, okay? And just slip that in there where the shift fork would normally go. And you should retain normal function of the shift fork. Now if you do this mod, run it through its paces, make sure everything works proper. You may need to go ahead and reset your servo endpoints, your shift points. Okay, now, here's the other thing. So you can pop this puppy into neutral, right? Maybe you got a show truck. Maybe you got an old Pete or Kenworth, and maybe it's programmed with a screaming Detroit two-stroke. Well, now you can pop it into neutral and rev it up and show off. Just pop it in neutral, show off. If you're just sitting around, feel like doing that. So that's a nice, cool little side effect of this mod. I think that's about all I wanted to cover for this video. If you guys have any questions, just hit me up in the comments. So, like, share, subscribe, and thanks for watching.